Financial blow here, too. Paxton scored a victory when a state judge on Friday blocked former Democratic presidential candidate Beto O'Rourke from raising funds to help Democrats who left the state. Democrats face a fine of $500 each day they're absent. Charlie, Rachel, and Griff.
Thank you, Maddie. Meanwhile, USA Today has this headline: pack a toothbrush, pack hairspray, how the Texas Democrats are living on the run. Texas Democrats packed their bags and made arrangements to be out of the state for weeks. Some are missing big events, like their kids' first day of school. By the way, they're going to California with Gavin Newsom. They don't need to pack hairspray.
It's like taking calls to Newcastle.
You guys, of course, this is about, you know, they claim that they're gerrymandering and how they rewrite these districts. But I think the real story here is about how Republicans are learning to play hardball, just like the Democrats are, and that Donald Trump is the one that's really given them that inspiration. They're learning from Donald Trump that there's no other way to play in politics with liberals than this way.
It's true. And, you know, for years we have been told that Donald Trump is Hitler. The Democrats are making the argument that
want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey. Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. And you try to we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together we will make America great again.
The redistricting battle in Texas continues nearly a week after Democrats from the Texas House left the state to prevent a vote on a new congressional map. Within the last 3 hours, a rally called The People versus the Power Grab began at the Ridgely Theater in Fort Worth. Former Texas Congressman Beto O'Rourke organized it. He has been raising money to help cover the expenses of those lawmakers who broke quorum. At the rally, he addressed President Donald Trump and encouraged people against redistricting to keep up their fight.
He thinks that we are going to take it right here, but he doesn't understand in Texas, our knees do not bend.
Now, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton has sued O'Rourke, accusing him of misleading donors to help cover the expenses for those lawmakers who left the state. Yesterday, a state district judge sided with Paxton, ordering O'Rourke to stop raising money. But O'Rourke has filed a countersuit.
That is needed to establish that quorum so business can move forward during the special session. But the lawmakers who remain out of state say they intend to stay away until the session is slated to end, and that is on August 19th. It's something that Governor Abbott is not happy about. NBC's Ryan Chandler sat down with him for an NBC exclusive in Austin.
Now, 5 days into this extraordinary political standoff, we sat down with Governor Greg Abbott to ask him how far he's willing to go to get the Democrats back to Austin as he moves this standoff into novel legal territory, saying that he's considering arresting Democrats not just within the state of Texas, but elsewhere as they flee across the country to stall work here at the Texas Capitol. Lawmakers are expected back here later today, but there is no indication that the Democrats who fled will get home. Here's what the governor had to say about the measures they are taking to make sure that they return.
We are in the process, as we speak right now, of searching for, preparing to arrest Democrats who may be in Texas, may be elsewhere. These are quitters. They are cowards, and their cowardice will cause them to get kicked out of office.
I also spoke with Senator John Cornyn, who says that the FBI is working to locate these Democrats. He also says that the FBI could open a potential investigation into bribery allegations, which could bring real serious federal felony charges. We're not just talking about civil arrest warrants to return Democrats to the Capitol anymore. He says that these Democrats could face real charges in real time if the FBI finds any evidence of alleged bribery. In Austin.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Point, I just want to see somebody else go to jail. I want to see somebody arrested. Why ain't nobody been arrested? Just walk all of them out of there. I mean, man, the hell with Democrats. Gerrymandering, pull out Jerry, Ben and Jerry's ice cream. I tell you, we sick of all y'all. We walk every last one of y'all out. I tell you, it's a disgrace, man. My beautiful state of Texas, born and raised. Where my historians at? Where y'all at now? I tell you, everywhere you go, anytime you leave, traffic is everywhere. Everybody that migrated down here to Texas, I tell you, I had to go move out to the country. Yeah, I had to get from around y'all. I tell you, it's a disgrace down here in Texas. In traffic, and then somebody come through speed in they Kia or Altima, no, they ain't changed the oil, bumper hanging off. They cut through the illegal lane, skipping everybody. I tell you, boy, y'all ought to be ashamed of y'allself down here in Texas. Y'all ought to be ashamed of y'allself, you know. And then you turn the other way, it's raining. You go this way, it's the sun comes back out. And then you go the other way, it's a whole tornado. And then you go down this street, it's flooded. I don't know what to believe in Texas no more. I tell you, gerrymandering. We need to do a video on the map. Just for anybody that don't know, and maybe this might be your first time, we need to just pull out the map and do a full video on just the map. That's what I think. I think y'all are right. We should do a video on the map and expose these Democrats time and time again. The hell with you Democrats. I'm just ready for somebody to be put in jail, arrested. That's what I think ought to happen. Walk out. Everybody get fired. Because if we don't show up, we done.
The redistricting battle heating up this weekend as Texas Democrats once again missed roll call on Friday. The state's House Speaker says he and other state officials are working to make civil arrest warrants enforceable in Illinois, where many of these members still remain. Here with the read on this fight, as more states weigh their own gerrymandering plans, Fox News political analyst and author of The Day My Brother Was Murdered, Gianno Caldwell, and Democratic strategist Julian Epstein. Thank you both for being here. I want to first play a soundbite from Vice President J.D. Vance, who had an interview with Maria Bartiromo on Mornings with Maria, on Mornings with Maria. Let's play this.
If California has crazy gerrymanders, Illinois has crazy gerrymanders, New York has crazy gerrymanders, what it does is it actually suppresses the will of the people in states like Indiana. And the other thing that we talked about, and I didn't even realize this, Maria, until a couple of years ago, that for apportioning representatives, you actually count illegal aliens. That's ridiculously unfair, and the only real way to fight back against it is for us to redistrict in some ways as aggressively as these hard blue states have done.
Okay, so you have the vice president there on Sunday Morning Futures. That rest of the interview will air tomorrow. Gianno, what do you make of the vice president here justifying this move of changing the redistricting map in Texas, as saying that ultimately we have to do this? This is, that this is ultimately that it's all ridiculously unfair the way these maps have been gerrymandered for years now. Gianno, I'll start with you.
100%. He's 100% accurate. And as you know, we just completed a census not long ago where there were people counted that shouldn't have been counted. So I appreciate the move they're making. And, when I think about the fact that the Democrats in the state of Texas have went over to Illinois, my home state, which I've been in politics since I was 14 years old, it is laughable that they're going there as a place of solace when Illinois is the gerrymandering capital of the country. I'm reminded of a piece put out by Rhonda Belford in the Chicago Tribune this week, where she rightly acknowledged, and this is the Republican National Committee woman for Illinois, she rightfully acknowledged that they did a task in 2021 where they really locked the Republicans out, providing 14 seats to the Democrats, 3 for the Republicans. Meanwhile, when we look at the pure numbers, we have Trump won more of Illinois. Princeton gave them an F for this gerrymandering they did in Illinois.
That's right. So, Julian, I wanted to ask you about this on the issue of messaging. You've got Democrats who are saying that this is a blatant power grab by the president. And now you have Democrats, though, the governors who are really running with this, Newsom and Hochul and Pritzker in Illinois, California, and New York. Do you think Democrats are going to win on this messaging fight here, that they're the ones that have the moral authority here on this fight?
No, I think they don't have the moral authority, and there's a lot of pearl clutching going on. But I think, as Gianno just pointed out and the vice president pointed out, the Democrats don't have clean hands here. You look at states like Massachusetts, New Jersey, Gianno's home state, Illinois, California, and Democrats have effectively gerrymandered Republicans out of existence. I think in Texas, the writing's on the wall here. I think the runaways will come home on their own volition. If they don't, there are many ways to compel. So I think these 5 seats are gone. But let me tell you why I think real quickly why this winner-takes-all mentality an approach is not good for the country. If you have a state like New Jersey, where Trump has registered as high as 47%, and you have a winner-takes-all, where the Democrats get all the congressional seats, that begins to make the Republican voters in that state feel very disaffected and alienated from the process, which isn't good. Whether it's a red state or a blue state, it isn't good. So this race to the bottom, which I think we're seeing, and again, the Democrats don't have the moral high ground here. They don't have clean hands. But the race to the bottom, I think, is ultimately destructive to the unity and sort of the cohesion that we need to see more of in this country.
Yeah, the Wall Street Journal out with a piece today that says that less than 20% of Americans live in a state where the minority party has a meaningful voice in governance. That's
Right.
It's a piece that people should read. I want to talk to you guys lastly about this topic. As this battle is playing out, President Trump is also calling for a new census that excludes illegal immigrants. Now, of course, the census impacts the number of congressional seats in a given district, and Pew Research from 2020 said California, Texas, and Florida would each lose a seat if illegal migrants were excluded. Giano, are you on board with this plan? And Julian, I'll also ask you the same question. Giano, start with you.
100%.
100%.
Where I live now, certainly losing a seat, I think, is for the betterment of the country because we're now counting Americans only. So we got to be very clear about that. In the state of Florida, we have over 1 million Republicans, more than Democrats. Those numbers have been shown in this past most recent election. So I'm absolutely okay with it if that means that we're going to have fairness across the country.
And Julian.
Well, it's up for grabs in the courts because we don't have much guidance from the courts on this issue. But as a policy matter, I tend to agree with Giano here. There's 2 reasons. One is if you reward congressional seats and federal spending on the basis of illegal migration, partially on the basis of illegal migration, then you set up a magnet for illegal migration, which is a bad idea. But secondly, it's the idea of democracy. Democracy depends on trust between voters.
Democracy. Only them patriots know. Only them patriots know. Only them true patriots know. I don't got to explain it. I don't have to explain it.
That people share the same values, the constitutional order, the basic values of what it is to be an American. If you've got 12 million people coming through the border and you don't know whether many of them share basic American values, then you begin to rip apart the fabric of democracy. And so using this a system where you essentially reward illegal migration, I think starts to undermine democracy. So I think as a policy matter, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and you just mentioned in 2020, President Trump tried to do this, through a memo, and it was defeated in the courts. So we'll see. The illegal battle's definitely coming down the road. Julian Epstein and Giano